Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful evening this evening, and welcome to Healing Within with Roy Fensom. And hopefully later on tonight we will talk to Lisa Drury. She's having some trouble at the moment getting into the lobby. This always happens when we don't play around first, so we will hope to hear from her. Please just share with your friends and family. Make sure everybody knows about these shows when they're on. And I must apologise for last week. We had some terrible technical difficulties. The camera dropped out and I could not get on, and my own computer camera decided it didn't want to work either. So yeah, and I'll try and cut back the glare on the screen and see if I can read using these spectacles. And then we were going to talk last week about some of the healing modalities that go on. Oh, let's see what's going on here in the corner. Hi everyone, Sandra, hopefully there won't be any technical glitches and we will all enjoy learning something new. Thank you very much, Sandra. It's always good to have that happening. It's terrible when we have these glitches, and Sandra, you might want to get on to Lisa and give her a hand, because at the moment she's having terrible difficulties in getting into the lobby, so we may not have a chance to talk to her at all. Lisa's been out and sending out her link, so that's good. Can't find the link. Well, you're already on, so you must have found the link, Jody. Had to laugh. Is the link above? When it's 7:30, the picture above will change to the live streaming video. Good to have you on, Roz, and keeping people informed. This new beta version is a little bit different from the original, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. And Donna says, well, the truth will prevail. Certainly hope so. In a couple of weeks, we're trying to see if we can get somebody on to talk about the 5G. Now, people will tell you that there is nothing wrong with 5G. It's absolutely brilliant. It'll do all sorts of things. But there's a heck of a lot of people out there at the moment who are doctors, they are engineers, they're working in the chemical areas and the vibrational areas and the energy areas, and they are saying this is rubbish. These things are going to be so close together because of the smallness of the waves. They can't use large distances between them, so they're going to be perhaps up to 600 meters apart, and they are likely to emit a higher radiation, very similar to microwaves. I'm not au fait in all of this. I know a little bit about it, and so I can say that I'm not thrilled about having 5G running around and making this a living target, so to speak, and microwaving our brains. It's bad enough that 4G gets us into our mobile phones. And if we're to heal ourselves, I'm not sure how this one will work. If anybody's got any ideas or wants to put up a question, you're more than welcome to put up questions. We will continue to wait for Lisa Drury to come on. At the moment, our guest is not here, but you're quite free to ask me questions if you want to. Remember that this is about healing within. That's healing us, not, well, I guess it is healing the world as well, but the idea is that we're attempting to heal ourselves in a manner which is suitable for us. Now, if you see doctors and you see physiotherapists, that's fine. But if you want to trial things like Reiki or light energy or meditation or any of that, this is what we're channeling to others so that they can promote a better sense of inner health for themselves. Excuse me. There's a multitude of people out there, including Roz and myself and Annette and Leanne, and I'm going to just tip that down a little bit so that I can get my name up there and still get my face in the channel. There's a lot of people out there that are doing lots of therapies, and there's new therapies coming out all the time. There's a special new one now, which is very similar to hypnotherapy, but the difference is that there's no actual touch. There is a hand moving through the aura and the chakras of the body on the exterior. And at some point, this affects the energy of the person and they drop into what would be, I suppose, a light trance. They don't have the physical controls on the body. They're not lost or they can't. It's not that they can't feel. It's simply that they lay down and there is an expulsion of energy, which is the negative aspects or something which has been stored up in the tissues. And there is generally a great release after this. I've only just seen this in the last month, so I'm not sure how broad this is around the world. It's a matter of keeping your eyes on YouTube and what's happening. If you happen to be a hypnotherapist or something like that, you are more than welcome to check that one out. The guy is from overseas, so I'm not exactly sure where the guy's from. I think it's around Germany or it's in that area, Germany, in the European countries. So keep an eye out for that one, because I think it's going to be a really interesting energy response. If you're suffering from pent-up energies, stress, anger, grief, any of those, I would think that this would be a very wise and accurate way of removing some of that energy. And from what I've understood, it also relates to early childhood. So some of those things which we carry from childhood and take into adulthood, this can be relieved and released. So there is a lot of opportunity there for increasing the vibrational abilities of the human body. If there's anybody out there that is actually watching, because I have no idea in this whether people are on or not on, other than the fact that there's some comments in the corner. Oh, what do we got down here? It goes the other way. Oh, unfortunately, Carol, Lisa's not here. I'm glad that you came on board. This all goes back to front. The other one used to go the other way, so it's a little bit interesting. Hi there, Roz. Glad to have you on board, and hello there, Annette Kirkwood. If anybody can give Lisa a hand to get on, she's having a terrible trouble. I don't know whether that's due to the fact that she has an iPad or whether there's something else going on there. I have no idea. Now, if there's anybody there that would care to throw a question up so that other people can join in. No, Lisa has not been able to join in yet. And hi, Laura from Brisbane. Happy to have you on board. And you don't look anything like a Laura, but I'll take it that's somebody else that you happen to know. I've got to take that off. Got to learn this new one. I'm in Studio 2, Ros. It's the new beta version. I had the original version, but it is slightly different from the original version. And when I put the beta on, I couldn't get the original version. So there you go. I might have to send that through to. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much, Annette, for calling her. That will work. Well, I'm sorry to hear that he has passed, Laura, but I'm happy that you've dropped in. If we have any chance, we will certainly get Lisa on, and maybe she can drop a hint or two out there. Now, if anybody's interested in geomancy, I don't know a great deal about it. Believe me, that's why we have Lisa coming on board. But I've had a reading with Lisa, and basically she has a cloth which is set out in 4 particular panels. And from this, she has a collection of stones and other instruments as well, and these are generally cast onto the table in a manner that only Lisa seems to know. And then she divinates, so to speak, by each section of the cloth that she has a particular meaning and a particular planet that it relates to. And so Lisa has it's a unique sense. I've actually never seen anybody else that does this particular form of reading. Now, if you're interested, I'm going to put up the that. Wait for it. It will come down into sign. There we go. Now that's the site that Lisa has. So if you're interested in finding out more about geomancy, then you're more than welcome to go onto that site. And I'm sure that Lisa would love to hear from you. And it looks as if Lisa is going to have a terrible trouble getting on. It seems that oh, here we go. It is a great time for starting any new ventures. Absolutely. There's actually a couple of, we have Luke Elijah coming up on Saturday night, and he is talking about 2 eclipses and 4 or 5 retrogrades that are going on in the next month. So I'm looking forward to hearing with Luke Elijah. He's from Singapore. So if anybody is interested in that, tune in Saturday night at about 7:30, and you have to ask general questions, though. He will answer general questions, and that relates to, is this a good time for financial ventures, or a specific area is going through something. You want to, oh, righto. I'll put it up again, and in fact, I will try. Just give me a second, Lisa, and I will try and see if I can copy the particular thing and see if we can print it. Control C. Now type something. No, we don't want to type it there. I'm actually not sure on this how to. Ros, if you're familiar with Studio 2, how do we put this in the comments from here? Because There's no, unless it's host chat. I can try that, I suppose. Let's see that. Control B, if anything goes in there. Nope. Okay. Let's try this one. No. I love these new programs. They're brilliant when they work, and they can be totally confusing when they don't. Whoop, we're going down the bottom end of the page again. What have we got? Oh, hi there, Christy. There you go. Lisa did an amazing reading for her at the Marie's Crystal Cave in Port Elliot. So there's a good result for Lisa, somebody who's already had some stuff done by that. And there is an eclipse today, according to Carol Wild. And there's plenty more coming. Lisa does, she does sessions in different places. I know that she's got one coming up, and I will try and find on my phone the particular one that Lisa sent me. It's amazing when you're looking for something, how it's never where you want it to be. So I'm going to have to check on the other one. Just under, oh, it is in there. Oh, okay. I will type that and try Control V and send. Thank you very much, Roz. Appreciate that. Oh, there it is. Oh, look, if anybody's interested, I have put the Facebook page for Lisa on there. And I just screenshotted it. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, there we go. And I will read this one out for you. Lisa was so excited to join you tonight. Geomancy is one of the 7 dark arts, using a casting cloth and crystal runes. Lisa sees symbols on the cloth, and the stones reveal themselves in accordance to the planets. Yes, that's pretty much where it went for me too. She is, Lisa is doing a excuse me while I just see if I can get onto Lisa's page so that I can get onto the messenger aspect. I think she's got some stuff coming up, and I just want to make sure she didn't leave me a message for that. No, and no. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at yours, Roz. Right, we have, now I will just copy something here. And I will put this up into the studio when I can remember how to do it. It's amazing. Text on screen, we will type something. Now this is the agenda for Lisa this month. As you can see, this month on the 7th for a short reading at Moya Store at 1618 Bruce Street, Udunda. So if you're down that way, you can certainly call in and get a reading from Lisa there. Or you can go to 230 Flinders Street on the 20th and 21st of July. Believe me, that's going to be an interesting day. That's the Adelaide Psychic Fair. So come along to that. We will be there, my wife and I, as Moon and Mask. and there's a lot of other readers, and there will be likely to be crystals and heaven knows what else will be down there for that. So that's a good 2-day event. So that's a good one to catch up with Lisa. And she will be at Umoya again on the 23rd, 24th of July. So even though she's not on tonight, we will do our bestest to see if we can arrange to get her on another night. We got Christy has put up a, oh, what's going on there? There's Marie's Crystal Cave also. It looks like she does some work down there. And Sandra has been kind enough to send in more information. When a question is asked, then the stones will reveal unique answers to the inquirer. Yes, it's a fairly ongoing process, and for half an hour it's surprising what information you get. Now, Lisa has been doing this for over 30 years, and her knowledge and learning are so unique. This is not the only unique form of reading out there, mind you. We have a woman who does bone readings. In a way, it's very similar, but it's probably a little bit more involved, actually, than what Lisa does. But we will do our utmost to make sure that Lisa has a second opportunity to bring her knowledge to the crowd, and we hope that you will tune in again for that one. Is there any questions out there that we can respond to tonight about healings and how we can help you to heal yourself? Don't be afraid to ask a question. I keep hearing a ping, and I'm assuming that's somebody getting to me, but I just don't know who it is. It looks like Lisa is desperately trying to write something. Thanks, Ros. It's appreciated. Lisa, I'm not sure what Lisa is doing, whether she can get on or she can't get on. Oh, what fun we have on this new one. This is good. This is good fun. Is there anybody out there that would... I'm not sure what that means. It would be me. Anybody want to come on live and have a chin wag with the people? Boop, boop, boop. It's yeah, as I said earlier in the evening, that I'm terribly sorry about last week. I was hoping to talk about sound healings and some of the people that do them. I was actually at a fair on the weekend at Yulee Road, and a young lady come up to me. She does sound healings around Davron Park area. Her name is Sonia Taylor, and I believe if you go onto Facebook to Gypsy Heart Wellness, you will see what she has her own property, and she does healings and sound baths and Reiki, Seishim healings, meditations and workshops. Now, there's a lot of us out there that are doing sound baths. Yeah, yes, thanks, Ros. I appreciate that, and I'm trying to buzz between the two here. Ah, right. So it's not very good for bringing in mobile guests either. So there's something I've learnt. Anybody who happens to join these Be Live TVs in the beta, then please try not to get your guests to use mobiles, because it seems that there is a problem between the mobile and the connection to the Be Live show. So back to where I was, it's difficult to keep track of what's going on in the comments. I've got my glasses down so that the reflection of the computer doesn't show up on the glasses, and it becomes difficult to read the comments. So I'm going to have to find a way to enlarge them, I think. Once I've moved back fully to Port Elliot, I'll be doing sound sessions again. Oh, that's good, Ros. I don't know whether any of you were lucky enough to catch one of Eliza's shows where Ros was playing the American Indian flute and also the cosmic drum. Now, both of these are aspects that are in the sound bathing. My particular form has crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls. I've just picked up another drum that I managed to get at one of the fairs recently. Mobile devices can be a bit, yes, well, I won't say that. Bit iffy, but you can join in the broadcast from a desktop. That's what I understand. Anyway, thanks, Ros. Yeah, I try to make sure that the people coming on board have a computer. It's always better to use a computer. I'm watching from my mobile phone. Well, yeah, well, sometimes it's easy enough to watch from the mobile phone, Marianne, but sometimes when you come on as a guest, it can cause a lot of problems. So it's probably not the greatest thing when you're coming on as a guest. It's getting into the show that's a real pain, unfortunately, on the mobile. And I haven't done this with the beta version. Although the screen and everything else is very nice, it's just, even with the other one, it was a bit iffy with the mobile phone. Now, we have Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth, oh, I'm offending my friend. Eliza Richter does a sound healing session down at the Henley Grange Community Hall. And she uses, very similar to me, crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls. She's got her own gong. She has small chimes. She has a small drum. And we tend to vary a little bit. I'm keeping my eyes open for some Asian drums. Now, these are brass, and I thought they might make a lovely accompaniment to some of the Tibetan bowls. Oh, we've got a question up here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that I can put the entire question up, but I will put your name up, Jody, and let's see if we can give you an answer. I'm having difficulty trying to end my current relationship. I feel that my partner is sucking the life out of me. I'm a Reiki master with a high vibration and feel that this is the only reason he is with me. Any ideas on how I can end this relationship and keep the friendship, as we've been friends for over 25 years? Well, honestly, Jody, I'm a bit straightforward, so I'm likely to talk straight from the hip. If anybody wants to add to this, they're more than welcome to add to it. But honestly, if this person is a friend of yours, it should really be a case of telling him that, look, the energy that you're bringing with you at the moment is very heavy, and I have difficulty in maintaining my energy when you come around. It might be up to you to assist perhaps with teaching him how to ground that energy so that when he does come and visit, the energy is not so heavy and it's not a draining force on you. As a Reiki master myself, I'm aware that we do tend to take on other people's energies, but we have to find a way to either use crystals or to learn a grounding technique or a cleansing technique that can help us to relieve that energy or move it in a different direction so that it doesn't attack us or drain us. I know this sounds very simplistic, but if he has been a friend of yours for over 25 years, I can't see that the relationship will probably change a great deal. But being honest, hopefully that's the best issue that we can put forward, is that you speak candidly with him and try and make him understand that each time that he comes, you are losing energy to him, and an energy vampire is terrible around somebody who is an empath or uses Reiki, because we pick up on that. Perhaps neutral ground might be another aspect you might want to look at, instead of doing it where you do all your Reiki work or do your energy work. Try to find somewhere where there is a crowd, because it is more likely that the energy will dissipate laterally away from you. It sounds as if this person is very close to you and you're afraid of offending them. But if the friendship is as strong as the number of years that you've put in there, then it's doubtful that you will offend this person by, explaining to him the aspects that you're going through each time that he visits. I hope this helps. If somebody else has got something else that they would like to add to that, you're more than welcome to mention it. Yes, all right. I will send Lisa another link. I've just got to remember how to do that, which is add the guest, contact this. Excuse me a moment, people, while I attempt to send Lisa another link. I'm not sure that it'll make much difference because it's exactly the same link as it was before, but you never know, you're lucky in a big city. We may yet get Lisa on. I hope that it helped, Jody, honestly. I hate to be so forward, but I tend to be very frank with my comments. Being a Virgo, I tend to be very logical, so I look at things from that sort of aspect. Oh, hi. How are you? Garden Gypsy. Haven't seen you in a cooney's age. Well, that's a lie. I saw you the other week. Would be nice to catch up and sort of have a bit of a chin wag. Yep, it's the same link, Ros. I've sent her the link. I'm not sure that it'll make much difference. As I said, it's the same link, and yeah, it's the irrespective of who comes on. There we go. We've got a comment here. Sandra Jonker has responded by saying, always remember, we will mirror others' energies. Filter through your heart. Love is something incredible and beautiful, so hopefully your friendship and relationship is not too complicated. If it's just a friendship, then yeah, hopefully it's not a heavy relationship. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'd love to catch up with you, see. It's great. We don't unfortunately, doing the markets and the fairs, we know a lot of people, but we rarely ever catch up. One of the things on the list at the moment is perhaps a networking system where we can catch up with each other for different reasons. Anybody that's interested in a networking session, hopefully this is something that can be put on once a month. And the idea is that you come along, bring along some business cards. We talk about your business, other people's business. We try to offer them information that can help them and to help you. And hopefully we bring along a special guest such as Adair, in the sense that Adair would be a Facebook person and assist with Facebook problems. There's a good question. Sandra, what is the link to your page? We don't have a link to your page, and I certainly don't have a link to it. So if you can throw your link up there, that would be handy. Other people can make use of it and catch up with you. I have no idea where I went. I went with the sound bath and healing, but I got so lost with the comments that I've long since left that behind. And we still have 24 minutes of active information to go. And it looks as if Lisa is still having troubles getting on to the show. So what I'm going to do is to write down on the side here to contact Lisa for a second try. I'm not sure who is on My Time TV Live, but they're trying to help Lisa in getting on. So thank you very much, whoever's on My Time TV Live. And thank you, Jody, for your response. I'm terribly sorry that I'm not. I prefer to be straight up. People know I'm honest and I'm to the point. So it's a lot easier than to to make a comment as to whether what I'm offering is true or not. Then it really doesn't matter, because you either accept what I say or you don't. As much as I appreciate sound baths, meditations, I honestly feel that if you can't be honest with the people that you're trying to assist, then there's no hope of getting across what you want to tell them. If you try and tell them that they're wonderful people and that they live on the side of marshmallows and rainbows, it gives them a false sense of accomplishment, I think, in that they think that they don't have to do very much in order to progress. And I truly believe that if you're honest and you say, look, what you're doing is good, but you have problems here and somewhere else, and you really need to cater to this idea in different areas, do this, do that, trial it, see if it works. If it doesn't, bad luck. If it does work, then move on to the next step and see how that works. I guess it comes also to upbringing. Some people are wonderful conversationalists and they can talk for an hour and gradually get their point across. I guess I was always brought up to speak the truth. Don't be afraid of the truth. If you speak the truth and somebody doesn't like it, it generally means that you've hit a nerve And hopefully at some point that person is going to realize that you've hit that nerve, and they will question why that nerve was so bare. Oh, here we go. Seize you. What advice can you give people about energy clearing tools? That's a good one. I can offer a little bit of information on the crystals. I'm not a fan of using. Look, I'll read this out because it's pretty broad, and I will go into it bit by bit. The question is, what advice can you give people about energy clearing tools? For example, incense crystals, sage, salt water, sound vibrations, etc. Lots of people need energy clearing, but don't know what to do. If you're in a house, hi Lisa, how are you, Lisa? Look, Lisa's up. She's here. Lisa is saying hello to everybody, and that's where we'll go. I'll go back to the question now. If you're cleansing a house, then you can use Californian sage, and I suggest that. It's a rather lengthy process. It can take up to an hour to do a house, depending on how conscientious you are about cleansing the place. If you're not familiar with the process, you can always give us a call or send a message to roy@moonandmars.com.au. I will put that in there so that people have the opportunity to contact me if they want. Give me a second to put it in there. Check to make sure I've done my typing because spell check is not here. It's a lengthy process, and if you want to know more about it, send me an email, or if you are around, say, between Jepps Cross and the city or Elizabeth, please feel free to give me a call. I can come out and do a cleansing for you. It's a long process, and it does clear a lot of energy out of the house. Yeah, no, thanks, Roz. I'm happy that you're giving that a try, but there's not much we can do about it now. You can also use Palo Santo. If you have Palo Santo sticks, that is also good for cleansing, meditation, and healing. As to the vibration, sound vibrations, sound healing, sound baths, even listening to meditation music or CDs, anything from YouTube, they work on specific areas. Each vibration matches a specific chakra. Even if you're listening to traffic going down the road, this is oh, good heavens. Now we're going to have a thanks, Naomi. I appreciate the comment. We're going to have a running commentary with Lisa, I think. If you're using sound vibrations, everything that you do, whether you're in nature, that is a good way for calming, taking the body into a more relaxed state, and listening to wind, to trees, to bamboo. They all make sound, and they all have a relationship to the body. There's also, as I say, different sounds from crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, and the likes of these. They affect the chakras and the auras. God, good heavens. The auras of the body, and that can help with cleansing and grounding. Crystals, I would suggest perhaps amethyst, if you're into the healing aspect. Clear quartz for cleansing. The black stones such as tourmaline, shungite, obsidian, any of the black stones generally are good for removing negativity. So if you're going through a negative patch, those kind of crystals can help. And for the incense, again, this is, it's a very broad aspect, a very broad spectrum thing. You can get incense which are good for helping your children in study. Now, lavender is a great one for helping your children when they're doing their exams, to just fill a room with lavender incense, and it helps them to remain calm and study cleaner. You can also use clary sage. Then you go into meditation incense. There's incense for healings. There are incense for the bodies, such as the chakra and the Reiki energy, chi lotus, chi power. And then you have incense which are designed in meditation for reaching your angels and making contact with your angels, such as angel protection, angel healing, angel love, angel dust. All of these are fragranted in such a way that they are designed for when you are doing the meditation, to help you in reaching to an aspect that you're looking for. Yeah, we all love the lavender oils. Unfortunately, at the moment, there seems to be a rather heavy glut on the lavender oils, and they are actually becoming a little bit more scarce. Hi, Sharon. How are you, love? Glad to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, Lisa is having troubles with actually coming on as a guest. But if Lisa wants to put some stuff up for people to read, that's what I will do. Is again go to her page. I've got some aspects up here, and when I find the one I'm looking for, and I'm in the wrong place, I think I want to go to there, and we'll put this up. This is Lisa's Facebook page. You are more than welcome to go onto that page and connect with Lisa and find out more about geomancy. And hopefully we will get Lisa back at another point. Oh, now we're getting some interest. We've got Sandra Jonker, who says, I love frankincense. Frankincense is a very old incense, but it's very good for clarity and third eye. So that's a good one if you're happening to work on trying to increase your psychic abilities. So that's a good one. And we got Deirdre, who is saying, I love lavender and purple items. That's not very obvious from the background in your picture, Deirdre. All that lovely purple in the background there. Purple, yeah, go with the amethyst. I mean, putting lavender and amethyst together is it's like bringing two blades of caviar together. So go with that one. Lisa, you're getting asked as to how you work. Here we go. Sharon says, how do you work, Lisa? Lisa, you don't have to be in. You can put in a comment. People will be able to read the comment. And Marianne says she loves the purple things too because of the colour. Now, the interesting thing is we were talking about clearing tools and cleansing tools and the like. And if you're drawn to a particular colour, then the chances are that that colour has some sense of interest to what your body is needing at that time. So if you're picking up yellow things, yellow flowers, yellow boxes, crystals that are yellow, as in yellow jasper or carnelian or something like that, it means that you should be working on the areas around the stomach and the sacral area. If you're picking up things which are blue, then you're looking at communication and the like. So these are all aspects that you can do on a day-to-day basis. Stimulating the heart. Ylang ylang is a good one. So is bergamot. So I would suggest perhaps one of those as an aspect for lightening the heart, or at least heart aspects. And there's Lisa's answer. She uses crystal runes on a medicine wheel cloth. Now, I would say that this would be a net. Studio 2 isn't working, golly gosh. There you go. Well, you are very in touch with your chakras, Sandra. If you're an all-color person, you don't have any one particular color that stands out. You're working on all of your chakras and all of your healing, and I commend you on that. Sometimes we wear a multitude. That's something I should bring up. Please check if you happen to be wearing bracelets. One of the things that people forget is each stone has a particular aspect that the body is trying to work with. If you put two crystals together that have opposing aspects, you will cancel each one out. The object is find out what the aspect is for that particular crystal, put that crystal on one hand, and if you have an opposing crystal, put it on the other hand or the other arm. And that way the body can take in both aspects without cancelling the other out. And people often wonder why they're not getting the results that they want. And this is generally due to the fact that they have competing elements. And an example of that, I'll just put up Judy's response. One of the things that I found, I had lapis lazuli on my throat because I was working on the throat at the time. And then I wanted to work a little bit on the healing aspect around the heart and some of the lower areas. So I wore amethyst at the same time. And I found that both of them actually began to burn on the skin because they were competing for supremacy, so to speak. They were cancelling each other out and they were fighting each other to get the healing done. And I ended up having to wear amethyst around the wrist and lapis lazuli around the throat so that I could get both effects that I wanted in the body without conflicting with each other in the same place. So take that to heart and find out what particular areas you're working in. If you have to, just work on one chakra bracelet which has the 7 different stones on it, and hopefully you can find 7 stones which won't compete, and that will work just as well as having 6, 7, 12 bracelets on your hands. Now, I best inform you that next week we have Joan Carpenter coming on board, and she will be talking about some of the... Well, thanks very much, Sharon. It's only through previous experience that I found that out, believe me. Thanks, Naomi. Joan Carpenter will be on, and she runs a couple of... there's another comment from Lisa Drury on there. If you're interested in the replay, please check out the comments, and we would definitely get Lisa in. We'll find another way to get Lisa on. We may have to find a computer somewhere, but we will do our best to get Lisa back on again. Maybe in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, just so that give Lisa a chance to find somebody that can get her onto a computer and get her on board. Now, as I was saying, Joan Carpenter will be on. She runs some women's courses up at, I think, Flaxley, up in the hills near Mount Barker. And these are generally very regular events. So keep an eye out for that. Joan is a very interesting person. She has a beautiful property. And if you're thinking about doing retreats, this is probably aimed at Roz and those people that do courses. If you're thinking about doing retreats, this is perhaps one person you might want to contact. And she has a very large area out the back that people can camp in. They were talking about having some sort of semi-built, what do they call it, glam tenting or that sort of thing. So they were looking at doing something like that up there. So if you have the opportunity, and we have another comment from Lisa when it says, I don't use cards, just have my own system. So there you go. I'm glad that you could at least get some comments up, Lisa, but it would be a lot better if we can get you talking about your runes. I'm interested that you call them runes. Runes has always been something I've associated with the Vikings and the Norse people, with their particular symbols on the top. I'm not sure what this one is aimed at. You were gifted Doreen Virtue Crystal cards recently. I take it that was aimed at Lisa. Honestly, I will put my Facebook page up there if you like. I'm assuming that's aimed at me and not at Lisa. Now this takes a bit of typing, and I'm not real flash on the typing, so give me a couple of seconds. And we can send that up there. That's the Facebook page for me. It's in the comments. I will now. There's my connection on Facebook. We've put Lisa's into the comments further up if you're looking for Lisa's. Here we go. Lisa says, I would love to share with you. My definition is small stones used for divination. Oh, right. So that's what the runes stand for. So I may have to jump in here, and I've got to go into the other one. And this is my web page, if anybody is interested. And I will just put the other one up for Facebook. I'm not brilliant at typing, so please typing, and I'm a male, so I can't do two things at once. So we have to work with that. And that one is the Facebook page. There we go. So you're more than welcome to try on either one of those, or contact me on my email. And if you have the opportunity, please share with friends, family, and the like. We want to really get this going for people to help healing. And I would like to thank Garden Gypsy, because the question that she sent in was very excellent, and that's the sort of questions that we would like to see in the future, questions that we can make use of and help other people with. So it's always good. Thank you very much, Naomi. I appreciate your asking for the information, and it helps me to get it onto the agenda as well, so I know what people are asking. Now, Lisa doesn't use crystals in the same way most do. Each have been gifted to her and has its own meaning. Thank you, Sandra. We've actually hit the time limit for me tonight, and I would say thank you very much, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. Healing Within 18. Keep an eye out for that on My Time TV Live, and hopefully we will be talking to Joan Carpenter, and in a couple of weeks we will try and get Lisa back and actually have a total conversation with her. So thank you very much, everybody, and I hope that you have enjoyed the commentary tonight. I am Roy Fensom from Healing Within and Moon Mask, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. Good night. Namaste.